January 27, 1945. Soviet soldiers of the 60th Army approached the gates of Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest and most notorious of Nazi Germany's concentration camps, through the bitter Polish winter. What they found behind those gates would shock the world and provide undeniable evidence of humanity's capacity for systematic evil. But hidden within the liberation footage captured by Soviet cameramen was a detail so small, so seemingly insignificant, that it would remain unnoticed for decades. Prisoners' tattoo that would fundamentally challenge our understanding of the Holocaust's timeline. The liberation of Auschwitz was documented extensively by Soviet military cameramen who accompanied the advancing Red Army. These men, hardened by years of brutal warfare, found themselves struggling to comprehend what they were filming. Over 7,500 prisoners remained in the camp when it was liberated, skeletal figures in striped uniforms who had somehow survived the systematic attempt to exterminate them. The footage they captured showed mountains of human hair, rooms filled with shoes and eyeglasses, and evidence of industrial-scale murder that defied belief. Among the most powerful images from the liberation were those of the child survivors, 13 children between the ages of 7 and 17 who had been selected for medical experiments by Nazi doctors. These children, their arms marked with identification numbers tattooed into their skin, became symbols of Nazi brutality and human resilience. One of these children was 9-year-old Miriam Ziegler, prisoner number A16891, whose image showing her tattoo would become one of the most recognizable photographs from the Holocaust. For over 70 years, these liberation images served as crucial historical documents, providing irrefutable evidence of Nazi crimes. But in 2018, digital restoration technology allowed historians to examine the footage frame by frame with unprecedented clarity. It was during this painstaking analysis that Dr. Sarah Goldstein, a Holocaust researcher at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, noticed something that had been invisible to previous generations of scholars. In one frame of the Soviet liberation footage, as the camera panned across a group of survivors, it captured a brief but clear view of a prisoner's forearm. The tattoo was barely visible, faded, and partially obscured by grime and scarring. But digital enhancement revealed numbers that should not have existed, according to the established historical record. B7823. This alphanumeric designation indicated that the prisoner had been tattooed using the B series, which, according to Nazi documentation, was not supposed to have been implemented until autumn 1942. The problem was that this prisoner was clearly identifiable from other documentation as having been in Auschwitz since early 1941, more than a year before the B-series was allegedly introduced. This discovery prompted an urgent review of Nazi records and survivor testimonies, leading to a shocking revelation about the true scope and timeline of the Holocaust. The tattooing system at Auschwitz was not random, but followed a carefully planned numbering scheme that allowed Nazi administrators to track prisoner populations and mortality rates. The first tattoos were applied in September 1941 to Soviet prisoners of war, using a simple numeric system. As the camp population expanded and the pace of extermination increased, the Nazis developed more complex alphanumeric systems to manage their human inventory. What Dr. Goldstein had discovered was evidence that the Nazi extermination program was far more advanced and systematic than previously understood. The B-series tattoos found on early arrivals indicated that Nazi officials had already decided by 1941 to implement an industrial-scale killing operation that would require sophisticated record-keeping systems. This contradicted the established historical narrative that the final solution, the Nazi plan for the complete extermination of European Jewry, was not formally decided upon until the Wannsee Conference in January 1942. Further analysis of enhanced liberation footage revealed additional anomalies that challenged the accepted timeline. Architectural features visible in the background of certain shots showed that some of the Auschwitz gas chambers had been constructed earlier than documented in Nazi records. Survivor testimonies, when cross-referenced with the enhanced footage, provided accounts of mass killings that predated the official implementation of Operation Reinhardt. The Nazi plan to systematically murder the Jews of occupied Poland. The implications of these discoveries were staggering. If the tattooing evidence was accurate, it meant that Nazi Germany had begun preparing for genocide on an unprecedented scale, at least 6 months before historians had previously believed. The industrial infrastructure of death at Auschwitz, gas chambers, crematoria, and transportation networks had been planned and constructed as part of a coordinated extermination program that began earlier and operated more efficiently than previously understood. The enhanced footage also revealed evidence of resistance activities that had been overlooked in previous analyses. Frame-by-frame examination showed prisoners exchanging signals and concealing objects, suggesting that organized resistance networks within the camp were more extensive than documented. This discovery led researchers to investigate previously dismissed survivor accounts of coordinated sabotage activities, many of which were subsequently verified through Nazi security reports found in archives. One of the most disturbing revelations came from analyzing the medical experiments conducted on child prisoners like Miriam Ziegler. The enhanced footage showed evidence of surgical procedures and research activities that indicated the Nazi medical program at Auschwitz was more systematic and scientifically oriented than previously believed. Dr. Joseph Mengele and other Nazi physicians were not conducting random acts of cruelty, but following specific research protocols designed to support broader Nazi policies of racial purification and population control. The tattooing discovery also shed new light on the complicity of ordinary German citizens and institutions in the Holocaust. Records revealed that the alphanumeric tattooing systems used at Auschwitz were developed by civilian contractors working for major German corporations. These companies, many of which continued operating after the war, had provided not just the technical expertise for prisoner identification systems, but also the bureaucratic infrastructure that made mass murder administratively manageable. Perhaps most significantly, the enhanced footage revealed the extent to which Nazi officials had documented their own crimes. Hidden in plain sight within the liberation films were shots of Nazi record-keeping systems, transportation schedules, and organizational charts that provided detailed evidence of how the extermination program operated. These documents, previously overlooked because they were partially obscured or out of focus in the original footage, became readable through digital enhancement technology. The discovery of the anomalous tattoo sparked a broader investigation into Nazi documentation practices that revealed systematic efforts to falsify historical records. Nazi officials, apparently aware that they might face future accountability for their actions, had deliberately backdated documents and altered records to obscure the true timeline of the Holocaust. The tattooing evidence provided objective proof that could not be manipulated or altered, forcing historians to reconsider their understanding of when and how the Nazi extermination program developed. Survivor testimonies, re-examined in light of the new evidence, revealed patterns that had been dismissed as confused memories or trauma-induced distortions. Prisoners who claimed to have witnessed mass killings before the official start of Operation Reinhard were found to have provided accurate accounts that aligned with the physical evidence uncovered in the enhanced footage. These testimonies, previously marginalized in historical accounts, were now recognized as crucial primary sources that provided insights into the daily reality of life and death at Auschwitz. The enhanced footage also revealed the sophisticated propaganda apparatus that Nazi Germany had constructed around the Holocaust. Scenes that appeared to show normal camp activities were actually carefully staged productions designed to deceive Red Cross inspectors and international observers. The digital analysis revealed evidence of stage props, rehearsed prisoner movements, and camera angles deliberately chosen to conceal evidence of mass murder. The technology used to enhance the liberation footage represented a breakthrough in historical research methodology. Digital restoration algorithms, originally developed for feature film preservation, were adapted to clarify 70-year-old documentary footage, revealing details that had been invisible to previous generations of researchers. This technological advancement opened new possibilities for re-examining historical records and challenging established narratives about major historical events. The international response to the enhanced footage discoveries was immediate and profound. Holocaust education curricula were revised to incorporate the new timeline evidence, and museums worldwide updated their exhibitions to reflect the earlier implementation of the Nazi extermination program. The discoveries also influenced contemporary discussions about genocide prevention, as they revealed how quickly systematic killing programs could be implemented once the necessary bureaucratic and technological infrastructure was established. Legal implications of the discoveries were also significant. Although most Nazi war criminals had died of old age by the time the enhanced footage was analyzed, the evidence provided crucial support for ongoing efforts to prosecute the few remaining suspects. More importantly, the discoveries influenced international law regarding genocide and crimes against humanity, providing precedents for how technological evidence could be used to establish criminal responsibility for mass atrocities. The enhanced Footage revelations also highlighted the importance of preserving historical records and continuously re-examining them as technology advanced. Documents and films that had been thoroughly studied by previous generations of historians contained information that became visible only when examined with new analytical tools. This discovery prompted major archives and museums to launch systematic digitization projects aimed at preserving and enhancing historical records for future research. The personal impact of these discoveries on Holocaust survivors and their families was profound and complicated. For some, like Miriam Ziegler, the enhanced footage provided validation of memories and experiences that had been questioned or dismissed. For others, the revelations opened old wounds and forced painful reconsiderations of experiences they had spent decades trying to understand and contextualize. The enhanced footage also revealed previously unknown acts of heroism and resistance. Within Auschwitz, digital analysis uncovered evidence of prisoners secretly documenting Nazi crimes, organizing mutual aid networks, and even conducting sabotage operations that slowed the pace of extermination. These discoveries provided a more complete picture of how prisoners maintained their humanity and dignity even under the most dehumanizing conditions imaginable. The discovery process itself became a testament to the power of persistence and attention to detail in historical research. Dr. Goldstein spent months examining the footage frame by frame, often working late into the night to identify anomalies and inconsistencies that might reveal new information about the Holocaust. Her meticulous approach demonstrated how seemingly minor details could fundamentally challenge accepted historical narratives. The Enhanced Footage Project also revealed the collaborative nature of Nazi crimes and the importance of institutional cooperation in implementing genocide. The tattooing systems, transportation networks, and administrative procedures visible in the liberation footage required coordination between multiple government agencies, private corporations, and military units. This evidence supported historical arguments about the broad complicity of German society in the Holocaust. International cooperation was crucial to analyzing and interpreting the enhanced footage discoveries. Researchers from multiple countries worked together to cross-reference the new evidence with archives and survivor testimonies from around the world. This collaborative approach ensured that the discoveries would be thoroughly vetted and integrated into the global understanding of Holocaust history. The enhanced footage revelations also influenced contemporary debates about historical memory and the responsibility of subsequent generations to preserve and interpret the past. The discoveries demonstrated that historical understanding was not fixed, but continued to evolve as new evidence emerged and new analytical techniques became available. This ongoing process of discovery and reinterpretation highlighted the importance of maintaining vigilance against attempts to deny or distort historical truth. Educational implications of the enhanced footage discoveries were far-reaching. Holocaust education programs incorporated the new timeline evidence to help students understand how quickly democratic societies could be transformed into genocidal regimes. The discoveries also influenced broader discussions about the role of technology, bureaucracy, and ordinary citizens in facilitating or resisting mass atrocities. The Enhanced Footage Project demonstrated the potential for modern technology to illuminate historical truths that had remained hidden for decades. Digital restoration and enhancement techniques, originally developed for entertainment applications, proved invaluable for serious historical research. This cross-pollination between different fields highlighted the importance of interdisciplinary approaches to understanding the past. The discoveries also raised important questions about the ethics of using enhanced technology to examine historical trauma. While the new evidence provided crucial insights into Nazi crimes, the process of digitally magnifying suffering and death raised concerns about respect for victims and survivors. Researchers had to balance the pursuit of historical truth with sensitivity to the human cost of the events they were studying. The impact of the enhanced footage discoveries extended beyond academic circles to influence popular culture and public understanding of the Holocaust. Documentary films, museum exhibitions, and educational materials incorporated the new evidence to provide more complete and accurate accounts of Nazi crimes. This broader dissemination ensured that the discoveries would influence how future generations understood and remembered the Holocaust. The enhanced footage revelations ultimately demonstrated that the Holocaust was even more systematic, extensive, and premeditated than previously understood. The evidence hidden in plain sight within liberation footage challenged comfortable assumptions about how quickly civilized societies could descend into barbarism and how efficiently bureaucratic systems could be adapted for mass murder. These discoveries served as a sobering reminder of the importance of vigilance, education, and remembrance in preventing future genocides. Today, as the last Holocaust survivors pass away and the events of World War II fade from living memory, the enhanced liberation footage provides crucial evidence that will preserve these historical truths for future generations. The prisoner's hidden tattoo that revealed Nazi secrets about the Holocaust timeline serves as a testament to the power of careful observation, technological innovation, and persistent investigation to uncover historical truths that seemed lost forever. The liberation footage from Auschwitz, enhanced by modern technology, continues to yield new insights into one of humanity's darkest chapters. Each frame holds the potential to reveal additional secrets about how the Holocaust was planned, implemented, and experienced by its victims and perpetrators. As long as researchers continue to examine this evidence with fresh eyes and new tools, the voices of those who suffered and died in the Nazi camps will continue to speak truth to power and bear witness to the consequences of hatred left unchecked.